What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mistick's MMOs. I'm your host, Mistick Raven. Alright, so I'm going to be delivering my Sorcerer healer build today. Now, a lot of the configuration I'm about to show you guys is pretty cookie cutter, pretty standard in the realm of healing, with a few exceptions. And with that, that's why the OG healer, that's right, moi, is going to deliver this build to you guys today. I really like healing in Elder Scrolls. And one of the things that why I appreciate healing in this game so much is because every class can play every role, but every class brings a unique flavor to that role. And with that being said, I want to introduce you guys to Bishop. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Character sheet. Max Magicka, 34,000, almost 35. On this bar, Max Magicka, currently 2731. Spell damage 29, max health 20. That's always good. We've allocated all the points into Max Magicka. We are using Ice Cream, the Ghastly Eyeballs. We're going to be using the Thief Mundus. Now, it's kind of very important. There's only two exceptions that I would be using the Thief on a healer, and that's if you're a Sorcerer healer and or a Khajiit, because of the passives. So I want you to keep that in mind. The reason being for Sorcerers is this ability right here, our Power Surge. While activating a critical heal causes the ability to heal you and your allies around you for 2,705 health. It's a free heal on crit. Nightblade healer should also have crit. So two healing classes that can't get around critical healing due to passives or buffs are Sorc healers and Nightblade healers. They need a little bit extra crit to apply effects. Every other healer is much more prominent to base healing. So I would say that, and I would know. So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the gear, shall we? We're going to be using Ole Rimes. No surprise. We're going to be using the Lightning Staff with a Weakening Enchantment charge. It's very important that you use a charge staff on Lightning. And I do not use Flame and I do not use Frost. Why? Because I can apply minor vulnerability when I apply the off balance. So Lightning Wall has a chance to apply the minor vulnerability, thus increasing DPS. So no, I don't use a Frost Staff, and no, I don't use a Flame Staff. I use a Lightning. There are other healers that can get away with, like Necro can get away with using a different staff. Also Warden healers. But every other healer, I use Lightning Staffs. Okay? So, Oreme, if you're not familiar with it, it gives us magical recovery, it gives us minor Aegis, it gives us another magical recovery, casting ability that leaves an effect on the ground. In combat, will create a circle of might for 5 seconds. Basically, the spell power cure buff. You and your group members in the circle gain major courage for 20 seconds, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 430 for 20 seconds. This effect can occur every 10 seconds. Okay. Now, here's our twist. The Vatran Shrine Perfected Resto Staff. Now, do you need this staff? No, you don't. You can actually use an Ole Rimes. You can use a different staff if you wanted to, like another healing staff, and then grab the Ole Rimes healing staff to apply the effect if you wanted to. But I really like this. Why? Because it gets rid of my Ellie Drain. Okay, so Elemental Drain applies minor magic steal, but the skill that I'm going to use instead of Ellie Drain is Siphon Spirit, which applies minor magic steal. I don't need Ellie Drain. I don't need it for the breach or anything. The tank will do that. I do not. This is much better because magic steal restores 168 magicka every second. So we know that. And if you didn't know that, you now know that. But this will also restore 175 magicka and stamina every second. So I'm getting the 168 on top of this effect. So it's a win-win. So yes, I use this staff. Okay. All right. Now, Sentinel, Divine. Pretty much, I think every healer knows what this is. If you don't, you can get this in a Darkshade Cavern 1 on Vet. It gives us 4% healing done. When you heal yourself or an ally, you summon a Dwemin Spider that heals for 1,060 health and restores 125 magicka and stamina to you and your allies within 5 meters every second. So that's another perk. Hollow Fang. Infuse, max magicka. This gives us spell critical, so this is our critical set. Max magicka, another critical. Whenever you critically heal or critically damage a target, spawn a ball of hemoglobin at their location after 2 seconds. The ball explodes, restoring 1709 magicka and applying minor vitality to you and your group members within 6 meters of the ball for 9 seconds, increasing their healing received by 8%. So this is a really nice set. This is our static set. I really do like this set, especially on the Sorc healer. Sentinel, arm, medium. So we have some changes coming up with the passives. Medium passives are going to give us an increase per gain to our critical healing effects and our critical damage effects. So it's a modifier. So whenever we crit heal, we'll get that percentage modifier to do more, and especially in damage. Hollow Fang Sash, Divine Max Magicka, Olorime's Gloves, Divine Max Magicka, Olorime's Breachers, Divine Max Magicka, Hollow Fang Shoes, Divine Max Magicka, Hollow Fang Necklace, Infused, Max Magicka, Hollow Fang Ring, I kept one Arcane, Max Magicka Recovery, and Olorime's Ring, Infused, Magicka Recovery. They all have Magicka Recovery, just one Arcane, two Infused. Okay, so let's get into the skills. Restoration Staff. Siphon Spirits, I just went over this. This replaces our Ellie Drain. We do not need Ellie Drain on the back bar. So we place this. This has been pre-laid out. So I have 3 Sorc abilities, 3 non-Sorc. 3 Sorc abilities, 3 non-Sorc. Because we got to keep Twilight Matriarch on both bars. Right? So we're also going to be using Healing Springs. This helps us also restore. Combat Prayer. Now we're going to be using Empowering Ward. Very important because it applies the Minor Intellect. So all of a sudden when we hit the Minor Intellect, that'll apply to the group. We drink our pot, we go back in, and now we're sitting at 3,421 Magicka Recovery. Nice. Nice. Summon Twilight Matriarch. This is... Sorc healers are one of the most powerful healers in the game. Why? One reason is the Twilight Matriarch. Now we also get passives for scaling into like expert mage, increasing our weapon and spell damage. So when I swap, you'll see I get an extra 6% towards spell damage. That's really, really nice. So also when I do my buff and I come in, we're at 3,456 spell damage. And you're going to be needing the crit pot. That'll give you 51 crit on this side, but you want your staff, your healing staff, to be precise. Very important on that. So I'm going to tell you a charged lightning staff, and you want a powered healing staff, or precise healing staff, not powered. Reason, you want the critical value. Okay, so you want to increase that critical value. But yeah, very powerful the Sorc healer is because of the Twilight Matriarch and his passives. All right, so also we're going to have on this side Absorption Field. Absorption Field creates a globe of magic suppression for 12 seconds, removing and preventing all enemy area of effect abilities from occurring in the area. Enemies within the globe are stunned, while enemy players will be silenced rather than stunned. The globe, now this is the most important, also heals you and your allies for 3,341 health every second. So it's a CC on top of a healing effect. But most of the time we utilize the Warhorn. But in the pinch, we use the Absorption Field. Okay. This bar we have Power Surge, Daedric Tomb. Now you guys are going to be like, what the... Yes, Daedric Tomb. It's kind of important because surprise your foes by placing 3 volatile Daedric mines at the target's location. Okay, that's important. I'm going to show you in a second. Unstable Wall of Storm. This applies our minor vulnerability, off balance, and a damage effect. Energy Orbs. It's going to, you get this in the Undaunted when you level it up to 5. This is how we also apply synergy, a healing effect, and allies can restore resources. And of course, summon Twilight Matriarch. Now, it's kind of very important here why I'm using the Tomb. So check this out. Now, first off, when I use the Tither, you can see the Tither is right there. Anything between me and that tither is restoring. Now watch when I do the tome, I can come back here. And there's the buff for the Olarimes. I can control it. Oh, I did the walls. Why? Don't lay the wall down until you get the Olarime. I'll do it one more time here. Right there. So I can control it. I can control the placement with the Daedric Mines. With the wall, I can't. If I laid the wall here, they'd lose the buff. But with this, I can place it. Now, also, the reason I'm using this is very important. Because in Dark Magic, whenever you cast a Dark Magic ability, you grant Minor Prophecy. So now all of a sudden you hit this, you hit your mine, you come back into your Resto Staff, and now you're at 57 critical healing. Almost 58. Okay? Really nice. Really nice. If you wanted to drop that a little bit, you could drop down one more piece of Divine, go with one more Infuse. Now you're going to be like, okay, well, Mistick, healers sometimes have to, you know, use CC abilities and stuff. Well, you know, that's a good point. So one of the major, let's say you're in a trial and you have a Sorc. More than likely you will. But you'll replace the Daedric Mine because you won't need to apply the passive because another Sorc DPS will be doing that. So we're going to go to the Sigix order and then we can apply the Time Freeze. So a lot of healers use Time Freeze at times in trials. Why? CC, right? So nothing changes though. There's our Olarimes. We just replace it. We want things that we can go ahead and control the placement as a healer. That's the most important element as a healer, is control. You want to be able to have control. And there you guys have it. Said and done. This is Bishop. I am the original healer in Elder Scrolls. Why? Because I played them all before anybody else did. And I want to thank you all and have a nice day.